Hey guys, Diesel. Today I'm going to be doing a recording of the Ancient Europe, aka Medieval Times project. That's practically it. Hope you guys all enjoyed this project. I'll see you guys in the video. Peace! Around the 300s to the 530s, tons of people around the world had migrated to Europe. In the 700s, the Frankish kingdom, which consisted mostly of France and Germany, had splintered into two. 717, someone by the name of Charlemagne had been able to reunite the Frankish kingdom. Then, in 786, Charlemagne had been crowned king. Charlemagne's kingdom did not have a good governing system, so he ruled his kingdom by himself. Charlemagne would ride horseback back and forth on where he was needed, and in battles he would depend on his nobles, but he would not depend on a professional army. Then in 814, Charlemagne had died. Throughout 800 to 1000s, invaders had seen a chance to attack. The boldest of the attackers were the Vikings from Scandinavia. They would raid houses, and they burnt down churches. The Vikings wanted land with better climate, so they settled in parts of Britain and France. Since the government could not protect everyone from the chaos that was going on, because of that, the nobles had taken over. Since the nobles had taken over, it had created a feudal system like Japan's, aka it is a pyramid with the kings at the top, barons at second to top, knights at third to top, and peasants at the bottom. Since the feudal system had taken such a huge effect, different people were assigned different roles depending on their rank. The role of the lady manor was to run the house. The bailiff's job was to collect taxes from peasants. They would also act as a judge if the lord was away. The reeve's job was to rebuild or build houses. A peasant's job was to plant crops, and also peasants would kill animals for food for their lords. From 1000 to the 1300s, people had created inventions. The three-field system was practically where two fields would be planted with crops, while the other one was left as fallow. Fallow was just a patch that was left alone, so then the dirt would be able to regenerate its nutrients. Depending on what season it was depending on what crop would be planted. If one of the crops failed, the field that had not been planted on was open for them to plant more crops on, which would protect them from starvation. Another invention was iron plows, which were better than wooden plows. Iron plows were better because wooden ones would only scratch the surface of the soil, but iron plows could cut through thicker soil. Oxen would be used to carry plows, but since oxen were so big, and also required tons of food, they decided to switch to horses, which were much stronger than oxen, and also were able to be fed less. Since so much crops were produced, the population doubled, and also less people died of starvation. Since there was so much extra crops, people were able to trade. Since more trade was happening, people decided to set up trade houses. Certain trade houses were owned by different guilds. A guild was a ton of people who were skilled at a certain craft. The guild also controlled where they sold their product. The guild also controlled how much an item cost. A person could be kicked from the guild if they sold weak or bad product to their buyer. Sadly, in 1345, the Black Plague, the bubonic plague, or the Black Death was spread. The reason why it was called the Black Death because people would bleed from under their skin and get black spots on their body and then die. A person was usually killed a few days after they were infected. Since people didn't know what spread the plague, people looked for others to blame. People had blamed the Jews. People had said that they poisoned the wells. The plague was actually spread by fleas that had carried diseases from rats. Since so much people had been trading and been traveling a lot, that had opened opportunities for rats to sneak aboard on boats and travel from different countries to spread the disease. Because of this, about 25 million people had died. Because of the plague, a ton of nobles were killed. Because of this, some peasants weren't paid as much as they were supposed to. Because of this, some peasants would leave their land and go somewhere else where there was a higher pay. Because of this, nobles tried to rewrite the laws to get peasants to stay. Then in 1381, peasants rebelled against the nobles. The peasants rebelled against the nobles by killing them and also by burning the Lady Manor of the nobles' home. After all the chaos, most peasants were let go of their tithes and were able to roam free. After this, everyone was able to have their own thoughts and the feudal system had ended. Hope you guys all enjoyed that video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.